Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, actually. It is October 11th, 2018. I'm here at the Free Thought Project. I'm going to hit these headlines, and there's some stuff over at the shtfplan.com that I'm going to discuss in detail. No charges for a grandpa who shot an officer on his property to protect his grandkids. And that's some good news for us slaves. How often does that happen where a person shoots a cop in self-defense and isn't hailed as a fucking terrorist or criminal? Sheriff caught forcing people to wear nightshirt in mugshots to mock police brutality activists. And the reason why they like to mock police brutality activists is because they know that nothing's going to come of the things the activists highlight. They know that they're going to continue to get away with the murder, the kidnapping, the rape, the robbery, and in many cases false imprisonment. These people are total fucking scum. And whenever one of these officers does something that's so insane, the public ends up paying for it. Like in this next headline, taxpayers shell out $60,000 to pay for officer's insane road rage caught on dash cam. You can see him right here with his fist back. I imagine he probably fucking wailed on the person in that vehicle. Now, Anthony Weiner. He is an ex-congressman, and he is getting out about 3 months early from his luxury stay in prison. 3 months earlier. After he was proved to be a child predator. That really should demonstrate the level of care these people have for the children in this country and the world. Meanwhile, countless people rot in prison and jail for fucking weed, a plant that causes no harm to anyone. But this fucking pig, this fucking scumbag, can molest countless children, and he gets a little sentence, and then on top of that little sentence, he gets out 3 fucking months early. You see how there's no equal protection under the law? If you're a cop or a politician or anyone in law enforcement or the prison industry and you do something wrong, you're almost guaranteed to get away with it. Now, in California, a woman somehow managed to buy a legal gun, and she used it to protect her kids from a home invader. How fucking lucky was she? Pretty lucky. Now, on to SHTF plan. There was a major 832-point drop in the Dow, and it set people on edge. And the reason for this drop is a combination of interest rate hikes and trade war fears. Make no mistake about it, the Fed is going to continue to hike these rates until the economy collapses. It is Donald Trump's purpose in office to take the rap for the economy collapsing. And it will. Dirty deeds done, the people of the slough. If the swamp describes the political establishment, the corporocracy, globalists, elite bankers, unelected bureaucrats, or the military-industrial complex, then who's the buttress? The swamp should be referred to as the slough. Now I'm going to cover that. There's a few words in there I've never seen before, and I've already had to start this video over a couple times as a result of that. So I'm probably going to just skip over those words this time. On to South Africa. South Africa's Zulu nation joins white farmers to protest government land seizures. They say this is what unity looks like. After South Africa's Zulu nation has joined forces with white farmers being subjected to racial land seizures in order to prevent the atrocity. And one thing should be noted about this, and don't get me wrong, it's a really good thing. Okay? It really is. One thing that should be noted is that perhaps the Zulu nation, those who are the leadership of the Zulus, probably realize that without those farmers there, very, very little food will be produced, and as a result, millions of Africans will end up dying. So that probably gave them the motivation to join these farmers. And it is a good thing, right? Alright, so dirty deeds done. This was originally published by Doug Uncola Lynn at thetolonline.com. I try to give credit when I use people's articles as a script, if you will. They go through the meaning of slough, the definitions. I'm going to go ahead and cover the ones that are relevant to this article. And that is number 3, a state of deep despair or moral degradation. They talk about, not Bolshevism, which Stalin liquidated along with all the old Bolsheviks, not Nazism, which perished along with Hitler in his Berlin bunker. Of course, this is not true. Hitler did not perish in his Berlin bunker, and Nazism is alive and well. Not fascism, which was left hanging upside down, along with Mussolini and his mistress. And that was from a lamppost. None of these history will record was responsible for bringing down the darkness on our civilization, but liberalism. They claim liberalism is a solvent, rather a sedative, and a slough. Maybe. Just maybe. References to Washington, D.C., and specifically the deep state as the swamp predicated U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump. I said predicated. God damn it. I'm going to do that one over. I don't want to have to start over again. Reference to Washington, D.C., and specifically the deep state as the swamp predated U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump. But it was during the 2016 election cycle when that particular designation became, it was branded into a collective psyche of America's body politic. If the swamp describes the political establishment, the swamp should be referred to as the slough. To clarify, the slough consists of people who, at most, support the swamp and, at the very least, allow its continual expansion. The people of the slough, therefore, would consist of useful idiots, i.e. Democrats, the loony left, mainstream media and social media propagandists and censors, Marxists, liberals, globalists, elderly hippies, aging boomers, welfare moochers, unicorn chasers, transgendered bathroom rights crusaders, rabid feminists, rainbow dancing socialists, Black Lives Matter racists, Antifa agitators, never-Trumpers, the millennial snowflake generation, and government drones who subvert the U.S. Constitution for their taxpayer-subsidized paychecks. I was wondering when, they're missing a group of people in there, right? You see how individuals who are right-leaning like to place all of the blame on the left. But allow me to point out that people on the right voted for some of these leftist policies and allowed it to happen. So they are just as guilty of being sloughs as the left. These people, from top to bottom, are fucking scum. And they need to be dealt with in the most harsh way imaginable. I mean, that's how they treat us, right? When we get booked into the county jail, we get treated like utter fucking shit. The deputies are always assholes to you. They starve you half to death. Why shouldn't these people be treated the same and worse? So this is another article by a conservative who points the finger at everyone but conservatives. How can they not see that they're just as responsible for the state of this shitty country as the leftists? Perhaps the main concern regarding the people of the slough is how they start every debate with the premise of their assumed inherent correctness and moral superiority. Indeed, their arrogance never ceases to amaze. And I know I've listened to plenty of fucking Republican conservatives who are just as fucking arrogant and just has the same feeling of moral superiority because they don't smoke weed or have never touched a drop of alcohol or something like that. They are just as guilty. And of course, people on the right ain't gonna like this video because I say that. Probably why my main channel, which was banned for 2 weeks, and probably before the end of the 2 weeks will be banned altogether. It's okay, right? I mean, what's the conservatives doing to help Alex Jones get back on social media? Nothing. Nothing at all. Or any of the other censored people. Nothing. That's because that's how both sides wants it. They want us to be silent and compliant. Anything else, well, they want you in prison for. I'm going to go ahead and hit this paragraph here because, again, they try to make conservative people out to be fucking angels, and they're not. The value system of conservative folks are very different than those of the people of the slough. This is why words like liberty and equality hold separate meanings for each. In the example of the former, these concepts are the result of natural law. Now, let me stop there. He's trying to say that, the conservative value system derives from natural law. If this were true, why are we living in a country that contradicts natural law? And it does. So these guys, they are full of shit. Both on the left and both on the right. They are full of shit. And you shouldn't follow any of them, because they are going to lead you right to the mouth of fucking hell. Anyway, I thought I would share this with you. If you want to read this article, it is on shtfplan.com, and it is called Dirty Deeds Done, the People of the Slough. Okay? I said my piece on it, and people like Mr. Lynn and Jones and Adams and all the others, they are all dishonest scum. They are all lying to you. But you know who's not lying to you? Me. Hope you all have a good day. Kill the state before the state kills you.